Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Horror Crowd. And this is a new documentary from director Ruben Pla, and focuses on a revealing, intimate documentary spotlighting the Hollywood horror community. Except Greg Grunberg, who has nothing to do with horror, but he's there. It's just like everybody else that has like all their horror credits, and then it's just like Greg Grunberg from Star Wars, and Russell Mulcahy. Mulcahy. It's like Highlander. Highlander's a horror movie? So, not all of these things actually fit in right or are actual horror movies or people who've worked with horror movies, but, you know, they're all film fans and they're all here to talk about horror movies. And this film is something that, like, if you really love horror movies and you want to hear about background and hear from some of the artists, like Oren Peli and Lin Shaye, who, you know, with the Insidious films, and you're just like, you want to sit back and listen to some of that stuff and take in some perspectives from these actors and directors and writers, then I think you'll have a fun time with this. The actual structure of this documentary is a hot mess. There's points where it's like cross-cutting between 3 different interviews, and they have nothing to do with each other or have any reasonable reason why you have to intercut between them. Chopping up the narratives that these people are trying to speak of just feels clunky and awkward and weird, and it makes it at some points hard to follow exactly what they're trying to convey. What's the thesis of these stories or of this documentary in general, besides just being like, hey, let's get a whole bunch of people to sit here and talk about horror movies. And if that's really what you're just trying to accomplish, this doesn't really have much to that. And I just feel like this documentary is pretty throwaway. It's pretty simple. It's definitely low budget. Just seems like a guy got together with a bunch of his friends who happen to be in horror stuff and to talk about horror stuff. And some of the things are interesting and engaging, and it's easy watch. It's only 90 minutes, but it is messy, and it doesn't really add a whole lot of extra depth or perspective. And from like a just basic filmmaking perspective, it is lacking. But if this is something that you're interested in, you love horror films, and you want to get a little bit more perspective on them, give this a try. Sit down, give it a watch, enjoy the 90 minutes that is this film. It's nothing more, nothing less. It's a okay little documentary. But those are my thoughts on The Horror Crowd. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.